Spider Slayer here. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner, and we're getting ready to do another comic book review. The next review that we're going to be doing is one of my newest and favorite books as of right now, and it's only on issue number 2. And that book is going to be Thief of Thieves, issue number 2. I love this book, guys. The first issue was phenomenal. We have our main character, Redmond, who's basically a master of his trade, and that's just being a master thief. And in the last issue, had this job that has taken years and years in the making, and he basically, the job was in Venice, and it's taken him, like I said, years, and at the last page, he's just decided to quit. He's just decided to quit everything. And I was like, oh my God. But, I was just shocked, and I couldn't wait for this issue to come out. But this book is done by Robert Kirkman, which kind of got that feel to it of how his writing style is. If you're familiar with his writing style, besides The Walking Dead, because he's done Invincible and he's done other books as well. And the artwork is really done well, and it's done by Charlton Martin Burrell. And the writing is also done by Nick Spencer. So, and the colorist here, I gotta give props to, because it's phenomenal, and it's done by Felix Serrano. Very bold, very colorful, great artwork in this story. You can see that if you're looking for an original title, guys, I definitely suggest Thief of Thieves. This is, if you're just looking for something other besides superheroes out there, this is a good book, and I tend to go towards that because, you get tired of the superhero thing. I mean, that's why I've loved Walking Dead for so long, because it's just something totally different, and I love character development, and it looks like this book is going to be that same way because they focus on their characters. To show you a little bit more about the artwork, you can see it's kind of like a cinematic view. Panels go all the way across. You can see just one thing after the other. And then on this next one here, we can see a little bit of an action sequence here. Redmond is in this, and it's Redmond's partner back in the day, doing a heist. And you can see again the art is just well done, and it is an excellent book. With that being said, we're just going to jump on through here, and at the beginning of this issue, it takes place right where it left off, and his partner Celia is just like, "What do you mean you quit?" And he's just like, I quit. I can do that. I just don't want to be thieving anymore." And she's like, "Well, what about me?" And she's like, "Well," he's like, "I left you a big severance package in your bank, and I've saved up money." And she's like, "Well, that's not what I'm talking about." And you can see at the end here, she, Celia just walks away in disgust, and we're not sure of what happens in their partnership. So in this part of the book, it kind of leaves you hanging a little bit of what's going to happen. This part of the story in issue 2 features the thief and his wife. So now you meet his wife, and his wife's name is Audrey, and she's basically waiting at a restaurant, and she's waiting here for a date. Date doesn't show up, and Redmond is tracking her phone because literally we know he meets up with her in the restaurant as she's waiting for a date. And the funny thing is that she's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I want to talk to you." And they basically, want to have dinner and things like that. And he just this is a funny part, and he goes, "Can we get menus, please?" And it's just funny. And you know, he basically goes back and he's asking his wife for forgiveness. He wants to get back with his wife Audrey, and he realizes his ways are wrong. And in between this discussion, we see a flashback of Redmond, and we see Audrey's brother in here as Redmond's partner. And they're doing this heist in the jewelry. I don't know if it's a jewelry store or whatnot, but they're taking jewels. That's what they're doing. And the police are going after them, and they're bungee jumping from a building. And all of a sudden, we see this escape van coming down. And as we're going along, you know, we go back and we flash back, and they're having more conversations. And she's just like, "No, I don't want to get back with you." And you know, he grabs her hand, and he's like, "Please." You know, he's like, "I can't, there's nothing I can go back on the past." And she's like, "No." She's like, "I've been there, I've done that." She's like, "If you want to forget about the past, if you want to move on, then basically tell your son." And she basically leaves the restaurant, Audrey does. You see Redmond, he has a drink, and he just looks down, and you can see that he's upset about the situation. So now we go back to the past, and here you realize that Audrey, his girlfriend at the time, was part of this whole thief business, which was pretty cool. So she was in on it back in the day as well. And back in the discussions that they had, you know, she begged Redmond to get out of this job that was supposedly in Italy and all this stuff, and he never did. And that's why they got this big divorce. But after some little heated argument here saying that there wasn't supposed to be gunshots, it was supposed to be a clean sweep, no guns, and you know, there was this argument. Redmond sits there and takes a ring that he stole and wanted to propose, and he basically proposes to her. And Redmond also told Audrey's brother that she's pregnant as well. And as we go back to the present, Redmond goes to a storage facility, goes into a whole bunch of boxes, and he sees his son. And the next thing we see is that the last page is he continues to look at a picture of his son because he misses his son. So now it looks like that Redmond is just missing his family, and it seems like he'll do anything to get his family back, even if it means quitting the job that he's always done. But right now he's failed at that. So where does he go from now? Does he go back into the business? I'm sure he does. And will he get his family back? You know, what's going to happen to Audrey, his wife? What's going to happen to his son? What's going to happen to Celia with his partner? What's going to happen to his crime boss that gave him all this money to do this job? There's already a lot of loose ends to tie up in only issue number 2. So you can see that this book definitely has a lot of potential and a lot of storylines to go on, and just a lot of character development. And that's what I love about stories like this. So that's why I have 3 books that I've reviewed so far. This is my favorite book so far. I still have more books to read and more books to review, so I'll get back with you guys. And one of them is Saga. I'm looking forward to reading that one. So, but for Thief of Thieves, guys, if you're looking for something different, I definitely go out and buy this book. This is something that's going to be a really good book, I think, and it's going to be hard in the future to get those, you know, first few issues and things like that. So, but that's my quick review on Thief of Thieves. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Not much action in it, but just a good story, and sometimes that's just all you need, man. So, and that's it. So, I'll see you guys on the next review, and this is Spider Slayer signing off. It's late, guys, so I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.